Greetings, Invasion Nation. With this video, I'd kind of like to kill two birds with one stone. First, my annual review of the WWE game, which in this case is 2K14. Plays very much similar to the last years and the years before that. They've added a few things that you've all heard of by now. Here you take a look at my setup. I've got a few different things. I took care of SmackDown. Can't stand SmackDown. So change that out with a tour show, which basically has all the roster intact. I did a classic Legends show. Here you're looking at the rivalries setup, where you can basically set the rivalry, set how long it's going to be. And again, these are things I know you've all heard of before. No news being broken here. It will tell you, though, it doesn't start the rivalry necessarily as soon as you enter it. It'll tell you when it's going to begin and how many weeks. So that was one of the things I didn't know from the videos that were out prior to this. So in some cases, I have to still go through a month worth of wrestling cards before I get to the story modes kicking in for the things that I've set up. Here my Legends Wrestle, created a special belt actually for that division. We'll talk about that in a minute. But all the guys from the past are in that division. I thought that'd be fun to kind of make one up for them. Here we look at the titles. We're going to talk about create a title in a minute. So apparently when you have a blank title spot, it'll put the world title in there, the WWE title in there, and just say vacant, as you see on a couple of these screens here. Not sure what the logic is in that, why they wouldn't just put like a ghost image there or something, but it is what it is, doesn't change the outcome of the game. Let's talk about the NXT. This is my favorite part of the game, hands down. The arena, spot on. The belts, I didn't realize they were going to have the tag team belts. That was a surprise to me. I knew about the NXT Championship belt, and let me tell you, in real life and in the video game, the NXT Championship to me is the best belt in wrestling, period. Love that thing to death. Very unique, very powerful. We take a look here, created a super heavyweight division championship for the Legends, currently owned and operated by Big John Studd. And obviously you got to be over, I think, 400 pounds to compete for the super heavyweight championship. But that still gives you a lot of guys to use when you think about Andre, King Kong Bundy, and the Big Show going retro. Several people that could easily be competing for the super heavyweight championship. And have it very interesting. Yokozuna is another name that you can throw into that mix. Here was my attempt at the NXT Tag Team Championship. Before I realized there was going to be one. It was still a good little experiment. What I love about these belts is you see the way the light glistens off of them. It really reflects well, and it gives it a good steel plate finish. If you remember the last time they had to create a belt mode going back out, what was it, about 6 years ago? It was horrible. When you put plates on top of them, they would hover off of each other. It just looked like crap. Now, they did a real good job with this. I'll give credit where credit is due. Very happy with the NXT Tag Team belt that came out here. But of course, I'm using the actual one in the games. As I said, NXT is clearly the thing I'll be using the most. We're getting into the CAWS section right now. These are the first CAWS that I put out this year. The Ascension, my favorite tag team going right now. This is the second version of the Ascension. As many of you probably know, somebody got in trouble, somebody got fired, and now they've brought Conor O'Brien, a new tag team partner, Rick Victor, and he's doing a pretty good job of filling in, and they're kind of back on their way up, hopefully to the main roster sooner than later. Now, anytime you want to find any of the created content that I've posted on the PSN, just do a search for NXT, and then separately XCW, my old promotion from a couple years ago. So we got the NXT XCW, that'll show you most of my stuff. From there, just go ahead and click if you're interested in all creations by user or whatever the term is they use, and that'll pull up some other stuff that might not have had those tags attached to it. I've put a lot of the artwork up that I've posted that I've used, and you'll see in some of these videos coming up here for entrances. But all of the stuff that you're seeing is mine, and if it's not, I will make sure you know it. Again, most of the stuff that is new about the gameplay itself you've heard of. I'll tell you the one thing that I'm not at all impressed with, the targeting system absolutely sucks in this thing. Worst targeting system in any of the games they've ever put out. The thing is just all over the place. All right, we talked earlier about the NXT Championship, which currently is held by Justin Gabriel in my league. He just defeated Bo Dallas, a little bit of a minor upset. NXT Championship belt looks tremendous, man. That thing is just so bold. It's got so much width to it. It's just a really strong belt. I love it a lot. Now, when we talk about belts, and you look at this one, how it just really hugs the waist. When last year came around and you put a belt on one of the created wrestlers, what happened? The thing looked like the rings of Saturn. It's a little better. It's not fixed, but it's a little better this year. It's not quite as ominous. Last year, it was embarrassing sometimes how much the thing would circle and hover around the waist of the person you're putting the belt on. This year it's better, but yeah, you can still see plenty of air through it. I know it's never going to fit as snugly as the characters that come with the game, but it should do better when they've done better in the past. The thing that pisses me off is when you've done something right, then you go and screw it all up. Here we're looking at Leo Kruger, one of my favorite created wrestlers this year. Really just came out well. And one of the things you might not know is when I do created wrestlers, I'm not normally going to use pictures or video of the guy. 90% of the time, it's just from what I remember. And Leo Kruger going for the pinfall in this non-title matchup. Going to get the win, so I guess that probably moves him up the rankings for the NXT Championship. And here comes one of my all-time favorites, Bray Wyatt. Still going to make a few little tweaks and adjustments to this, but at this point, this is pretty close to finish, and it's already posted. All of these that I'm showing you are posted as they are shown in this video. I've seen some other Bray Wyatts, and quite honestly, I'm not impressed with them. The one that has the leading position right now on the PSN anyway, the guy took the Rock's body tattoos. How does that even come close to Bray Wyatt's look? I don't know. But for some reason, that thing's got a ton of views, a ton of reviews, and they're all positive for the most part. I don't see it that way, but that's my opinion. The Bray Wyatt character is just very dark. Obviously, the WWE won't really let him go where he could be going. I keep thinking if this character would have been around in the Attitude Era, man, it would have been pretty impressive. Again, these are the ones that I have posted right now. Curtis Axel, I just posted him recently. Again, I didn't see a good version of him. I wasn't happy with theirs. I made my own. The trunk logos, I downloaded from somebody else. Therefore, if you do choose to upload my Curtis Axel, the entrance, the movesets, everything's there except for the artwork on the trunks. Just download it the way I did because there's only one guy that I'd seen that put a good logo up, so it shouldn't be hard to locate that. And the triangle's no big deal. That's also up there, but you can always make your own. It's real simple. All right, as I told you before, there'll be times where I show you some of my artwork. This is not my created character of Rowan, however, the sheet mask is mine, and that is uploaded so you can grab it if you want. Again, just search for NXT space XCW, and you'll find the Rowan mask. One of the guys I was very surprised is not included in the game, not even on the DLC, is Rob Van Dam. Again, the ones that are currently posted on PSN, I wasn't at all happy with. I didn't think any of them looked good. I don't think this looks tremendously good. I think it's okay. It's passable. It's at least in the same debate as the ones that are up there. I kind of like it better. That's why I'm using it. But I know somebody's going to come along and make one that's going to be really knocking the doors down. Probably not too much longer. I'm surprised. I haven't found one up there yet. But if anybody does come across, or if you're a call maker yourself and you come across something that you put up that you're real happy with, feel free to drop me a line. This year I think I'm going to focus on maybe putting some of that up, highlighting the best calls that I find that I use. I I downloaded a lot right now that I've used for the NXT division, but I know I'll be getting rid of a lot of them too as better ones come out. Some of them are really not that good, but keep the best there is. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. This one, however, is a little bit different. I spent time on this one. I just kind of fell into it. There was no Xavier Woods out there, and I just kind of started going with it. Just kept going. So this came out and immediately got several quick hits. So I guess there was a lot of people wanting Xavier Woods. So check him out and see how you like that. He comes with 2 attires, the one you see here, obviously, and a studded, sparkling trunks attire from back early on in his NXT. And then last but certainly not least, Sami Zayn. No, this is not my created wrestler, but the logo on the trunks is mine and it is uploaded. So if you want some of that, go ahead and get it. This particular created wrestler I've done a lot of work to though, because the guy had this thing so skinny. I know Sami's not a big guy, but he had this thing so skinny that he would lose a pose down contest with the ring post. So I beefed him up a little bit to make it realistic. So on a scale of 1 to 7, I'm giving this game a 7. Probably would have got a little higher, but the targeting system is such a hot mess that it really can frustrate the crap out of you during the gameplay. Hey guys, enjoy. Let me know about your created stuff. Talk to you soon.